Ha, there we go. Hello. Hey. Sorry. I'm still getting over a little bit of a sickness that happened, so bear with my voice for a bit. But hello and welcome. Today, it's been a while, so hello. Sorry, I took an unexpectedly long break. I actually ended up going on, not ended up, I was on vacation at the end of January, and then somehow all of February just happened, and I didn't stream. So here we are, streaming again. As a reminder, you can catch this. If you missed this, you can catch it on YouTube, youtube.com/HeyJCodes. Trying a little something different there with YouTube to be more targeted. So today we are still going to be working on Coffee, the coffee tracking app. I was just trying to familiarize myself with what I was doing because it's been a while, and I don't even remember if I actually made a log last time. So let's go check that out first. Oh, I got signed out of GitHub. That's like how long it's been. 1Password. Let me sign back in real quick. GitHub. Cool. So let's get through here. Let's go into password, sign in. No. I really need to get 1Password set up on this side. Sweet. Not that I guess I really need it into 1Password, but let's check out what's going on. All right, so where are my... Oh, I had a pull request here. I guess I was looking for... Oh, add new roaster, says show roaster on VTL view. That looks like the last thing we did. I did. Form, new roaster view, show new roaster on bean view, show roaster on bean detail view. So if I click here, looks like... Oh, wrong one. This one. I'm not actually showing it on the detail view. So I don't know why it says I am, unless I'm not on the right thing, but it looks like I am. Let's, see what all is going on here. Bean detail view has changes that were not staged for a commit. Oh, yeah, that. Okay. So it doesn't look like I'm actually showing the roaster, which I don't understand why I said that I was showing the roaster on the detail view. It looks like I'm... Oh, to do link to a detail... No, it looks like it's here. So that it just not get linked correctly whenever I pass in. So let's test this out. Plus. Hello world. Coffee. Select our roaster. Choose Stumptown. Yeah, it's still not there. So I'm guessing something's just not saving right. I'm guessing there's a couple things happening here, right? Like there's the fact that I'm not saving something right. There's persistence going on. Stuff is just not clicked together. So there's definitely something going wrong here that needs to be fixed before I fix that, before I merge that pull request in. Cool. So let's do that. Yeah, because like, let's... All right, so there's a couple of things here. First, from the new roaster view, how do I get the view save? So it takes in a save function, a save thing here, and we return void. And it takes in a roaster. And when I hit save, it hits save new roaster. Great. So then if I'm in new bean list, new bean view, have a save function here. Yeah, this is on change of selected roaster. Okay, so I actually don't have a way, it looks like, to sync selected roaster to the bean itself. Is that right? Is that what I'm getting at? Yeah. So bean holds a roaster. So it looks like I just need to save that roaster onto the bean itself. Oh, let me, hold on. I realize this is really small. Let me go change my theme real quick. Large. That should be better. Hard for me to see, but that's okay. I can fix that. I can work around that. All right, yeah, so we need to be able to save the roaster itself, which doesn't happen. So let's go into bean view here. And when the selected, yeah, this is tags roaster. So this is always the last thing here. Offset, that's gonna be the integer. So when the selected roaster, whoops. So we'll do this. Else if new value equals -1 does not equal -1. That's what we want here. We want to assign the selected roaster to the bean, basically. So new bean dot roaster equals roasters. Isn't there like a yeah, roasters at new value? So that should, I think, save it. Get that roaster into that new value. And boom, we have Stumptown. And if I add a new one, let's try something here. So hello world. Let's just try that. It should go nowhere, sure. Copy, save. Save. Boom. So now it actually saves. Awesome. So now we can get add dot get commit -m connect roaster selected roaster to detail view. Perfect. Get push. Cool. And so that should now trigger everything to rerun up here. I don't know why that's 1.2.0. It's gonna be one. We're gonna change that to 2.0 because it'll be completely breaking for everything. Cool. So that's changing there. What else was up here? I completely stopped. I don't even know what this is for. I mean, I know what a lot of these are, but yeah, we've done that. Done. Close. Close issue. I think this is done, looks like. What are flavors? They're tasting notes inside the beans. Make a list view, can view the roasters they've added from. That looks like something useful. Yeah, we have this, except I'm not doing the location right now. But we do have website, which is optional. Also update. Cool. We do have a form that they can log this in from, but we don't have a, because that's what this is here. Allow. We'll figure this out. The log at some point. I need to be able to do location, which I don't want to deal with right now. I think this is really lame right now, how it looks. What do we want to deal with? I did not plan for today. I just wanted to turn on the stream and actually start streaming again. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to deal. At some point, I really have to figure out like this discussion here. Where is it? How should I store the data? Swift data, core data, third-party solution. I actually think I probably want to go the Firebase route, to be honest. Just they're easy, I think. I think it'll be easier if I do the Firebase route. The way to store data would be easy. The way to share data across would also be easy. I like Swift. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Swift data, but I don't think I'm quite ready to actually learn Swift data. I've been hearing a lot of, I know core data from the back of my hand, which is fine. Supabase gets expensive, so I don't think I want to do that either. Firebase would allow for anonymous users, which would be great. Also would allow for, like, if I wanted to do like a web service at some kind, I could. I think that might be the way to go. I'm just trying to think of like quick and easy to kind of get started with and not have to like worry about super duper costs. Let's do that. Let's start implementing Firebase. So today we're going to be implementing Firebase with into Coffee Tracker. If I do Firebase with the way I have this set up, it's going to be like totally wreck my plans. I don't think so. Let me block this real quick and sign into Firebase. Apparently I already have a dev account for Coffee Dev. That's great. Yeah, let's add. All right, so let's get through this. So we're going to be adding, there's a couple things we need to do here. So apparently I've already started. We're going to start with a Coffee developer, a dev account, and I'll switch it over. We'll be able to switch over between the two for a production versus a dev type situation. First off, let's get authentication working. Let's call this done though. The reason we're using so let me explain my reasoning for using Firebase. Number one, it's easy to use. I know how to do it. I know how to add it, stuff like that. Number two, it supports authentication pretty easily, so it'll be easy for me to integrate into. Yeah, and those are really my main reasons for using Firebase. Oh, the third reason for using Firebase is that it can handle asset management, and that's another thing I don't really have to worry about myself. So because of how storage works, I can use Firebase to handle that for me. So that's what we're going to go with. That's why we're going to use Firebase in this. Again, I just don't want to deal with it. I want people to be able to upload photos. I've been holding off on implementing like photo uploads in a lot of apps because I don't know how to deal with it. let's not hold off on it. Let's just get it with Firebase and call it done. All right, so we need to actually add Firebase here. Implement so add Firebase. What is all of this? I don't think that really matters. Register app. Let's download the config file here. And we need to drop that where? Next to just inside the main app bundle. Sweet. Next, and then we're gonna use Swift Package Manager to add all of this. So here we'll go to Coffee Tracker again, General, add here. We're gonna add it in both places, I think, because I need to configure it in this file, I think, and then I want to add it, though I still want to keep everything separated into its own like package, basically. Add package. Let's add Firebase. All right, select the SDK version you want to use. We recommend using the latest. Make sure to add Firebase Analytics for analytics. I guess I can use Firebase Analytics. I hate using Firebase Analytics though, to be honest. I just feel like it's a lot. I really just need, but I guess if I'm already using Firebase, it doesn't matter. And then we will configure this. Can we, I guess I want to add all of it. It's not letting me just choose. Oh, it is choosing all of it. That's a lot. I don't think I need all of it. Oh, I definitely don't need that one. I probably don't need functions either. Let's add them, and I can always remove them, right, when I don't need them. I promise you I don't need all of these, and I don't want to have to use all of these, but I will probably end up removing some of them later. All right, let's implement this now. So first thing is we're going to import the Firebase core. So we have to get it to all talk to each other. And then in this function, I think we could probably do something a little bit cleaner, I think. Adding to Firebase. Register your app, config file. If you have multiple bundle IDs, you must associate each bundle ID with a registered app in the Firebase. Cool, I don't have that. When finished, Xcode will automatically begin resolving and downloading the dependencies. Yep. Initialize. If you're using SwiftUI, you must create an application delegate to attach your app to. Which we are using SwiftUI, just a heads up. All right, yeah, I guess we'll go this way. We'll just do what it says. Where'd this go? I think I can do this differently, and I don't remember where I did it. Because I like the idea of not doing it in here at the same time, but it's fine. Because like if to run previews and stuff, I think I'm gonna have to end up doing something weird where I configure it like individually. But again, I will figure that out. We'll figure that out together. Next. All right, so we're set up. So we know we need authentication. Let's get started with that. All right, let's see. Git add. Oops, git add. I think that's actually it, to be honest. Like in the configuring Firebase part of this, I think the next thing I'd want to do is like a separate repo to actually, I mean a separate PR to actually implement an authentication type deal. So let's do that. Oh, and this is gonna run it, do its thing. This looks great. Let's squash and merge that. Confirm, squash and merge. Because that got checked all the way through. At some point I really need to add actions to actually test like the Swift stuff, but right now that's not happening. Let's add this as a to-do. Add GitHub action workflow to test the packages. GitHub action is needed to test packages. Oh, is it? I could probably do this through Xcode Cloud, whatever. So actually let's cancel that. All right, git checkout -b user auth. And I'm basing it off of the add Firebase branch so that I can just merge that into another PR once that's ready. Merge that in once it's ready. All right, let's go set up authentication. Get started. The question is, do I want anonymous right now? Probably. I think just putting in anonymous like users would be good on at the start. Enable lets you reference specific without requiring credentials from your users. And then the user can kind of, let's see if there's any downsides. The user can decide if they want to take from anonymous to a real account. Most apps need to know the identity of a user. If they have drop-in requirements, why not? Oh, but it's pod file. That's why. That is why. Because oh. Wait, did I get them? Do they exist as a, like... No, they don't. Not that I can see. Firebase UI does not. Auth, combined, nope. Cool. Never mind. All right, anonymous auth. Use features that require authentication without requiring users to sign in first by creating temporary accounts. If the user later chooses to sign up, you can upgrade the anonymous account to a regular account so the user can continue where they left off. These temporary accounts can be used to allow users who haven't signed up yet. We can link their accounts. Oh, you know what we actually didn't do in the previous thing? We did not add this to the core here. So there's like no dependencies here. I actually need a dependency on Firebase here. Because we're going to be accessing Firebase functions through this. I think it's just this, copy code sample. From .10.0 maybe? I guess we can go see what Firebase says. Where's the GitHub? Firebase. SDK for Apple development. Start it. 10.21.0. All right, so it's not used by any, that's okay. Let's just add a new folder. Firebase client. So basically this Firebase client is going to be what is actually is going to be what interfaces with Firebase 100% for us, for me in this app. So let's make a new library. Let's add a new dependency here. think that's what we need. Probably not, but we'll see what happens. There's probably way more to it that I need. But we'll just call that good for now, I think. Because there's a lot of different options from here. So there's like Firebase Core, Firebase like auth, stuff like that. Sample. See, like there's just so much in here. Auth sample, Xcode project. Nope, those are just schemes. Awesome. Sources maybe? Nope, source would be wrong also. All right, let's just see if we can do this as we go and clear out errors. Product Firebase required by package app core target Firebase client not found in, but it shouldn't. What do we want to call this? What do we want to say it is? Sometimes I way overcomplicate things and it causes me major issues. Not like any developer ever has that problem. Let's try just getting Firebase Core. Is it iOS dash SDK? But not found in package Firebase SDK. What about Firebase itself? Probably it's not gonna work. Because I really thought that would just grab it. Excuse me. Target Firebase client not found. So product Firebase core required by product package target not found. All right, Firebase auth worked, so great, I think. Build failed again. What do you mean it's missing all these projects? Package product. It should have them all, I would think. If I need to reference, I can reference these, to be honest. Let's go see what else is here that I can try to grab that I might need. I feel like this is it. I feel like that is everything. File, packages, reset package cache. Why is roasters being weird? I don't know. Oh, because it doesn't exist here. Okay. This is all weird, different, new. All right, it looks like we're building and we're able to run. So, I think this works. Chore, add to app core package. Sweet. All right, now let's get rebase from add-fb. That way we can have everything still here that we just did. Okay, let's get this started. I probably... So how do we get started with... Oh, whoops, that was what I needed. All right, we turned on authentication. We've already configured delegate. Cool. So we want to be able to sign in and call. Hey, Mono, what's up? Hello, how's it going? What's going on? It's been a long time. Oh, I like the little dinosaurs. Those are fun. Doing good. Good. I'm glad. I am also doing well. I had my first, like, I know it's been a really long time since we've chatted on stream. I'm doing good though. I battled my first round of COVID ever last week, and now we're here. So it's great. Already, and like honestly, it just felt like a really bad like sinus infection to get over it. I mean, a sinus infection, which was really nice. I'm guessing the vaccines did its job. So yeah, it's been great. All right, so the first thing we need to do is sign in anonymously. Yeah, hey CJ. Yeah, it was a little rough, not gonna lie. It was like I said, it was like a really, really bad sinus infection for a couple days. And honestly, if my manager hadn't said you should test for COVID, I probably wouldn't have tested for COVID, because again, it just felt like a sinus infection. I was pretty much back to normal like Saturday. It was really bad on Tuesday, and then back to normal on Saturday, and now I'm feeling great. All right, so it seems like the first thing I want to do in the login view, and the very first thing I want to do is like sign in anonymously. So let's make this observable. Yeah, I decided to go with using Firebase on this app. So it's my coffee tracking app. I decided to go with Firebase mainly so I could get it up and going pretty quickly. Honestly, that's like the only reason. I don't want to have to worry about like authentication myself and like building that out myself. And I don't want to worry about like how I get people to add photos and stuff like that. Firebase can handle that. Firebase can handle data management. Yeah. And also I'm starting to be a little bit more into like web side of things, which has been fun. Like on my own website, I've been doing a lot more web-based stuff. And so being able to do that with Firebase is just easier, to be honest. So yeah, we're just gonna go for Firebase right now. Sweet. What's wrong with the dog? I'm usually all gung-ho on like core data and stuff like that, but I don't know. Flexibility of Firebase seems really nice right now. Is that right? Is that what I was supposed to do? Auth.auth. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Firebase honestly like gives a lot to do, which is really nice. Oops, private bar. I've used Firebase for a couple of different projects, including a like client project. So like I find it really nice and easy to work with. The Apple login flow is honestly super easy if you wanted like help with that. At least on the iOS side. I've done it here and there a few times. If you need their email, that makes it a little bit harder, but you should be able to request their email though at the same time. And it gives you like a email that passes to their stuff. Yeah. Honestly, I don't sign up for things that don't allow the Apple sign-in flow now. If I'm doing my own, if I have to like make an account, and if they don't, so that's my first rule is if it doesn't require if it requires like a custom account, it really needs to have sign in with Apple for me to sign up for an account. If it doesn't have sign in with Apple, I will make an account if it's like a compelling enough like service, but only if it supports like the built-in password manager. If it doesn't support the built-in password manager, then it doesn't, like for iOS, and not just the built-in, but any password manager for iOS, then it does not fly, because I just cannot, because I just won't support. I just need it to be able to log in with my like 1Password and stuff like that now for accounts. It decreases the number of accounts I also have at the same time, if that makes sense. Your mate did the a non-login flow in one of these pub apps we used, and he doesn't get any of the free offers. Yeah. I would say that's actually probably due to like how they implemented it, to be honest. Like sometimes like their email service doesn't allow for the anonymized email to be used. So like Dutch Bros, I use the anonymized email, and it's just like Dutch Bros, I use the anonymized email, and it would not let me go any further because it couldn't send an email to me. But my wife, I'm guessing, did not use the anonymized email when doing sign in with Apple, and she was able to get her account to work 100% fine. So I think it's on how the server handles those anonymized emails versus like how the sign in with Apple flow is handled. Because the sign in with Apple, you have an option to grab the email. And then it just depends on if the user says, hey, you get my anonymized email or you get my like built-in email. You'd like to add it, just, yeah, totally makes sense. If it's for a business, you got to make sure it's actually like business wise will work. Yeah. That, yeah, you just gotta make sure y'all handle that right, and it should be fine. Sign in. What am I looking for? Anonymously. Oh, the cats are underneath pillows. Oh my god. Here, I'll show. So the cats are underneath pillow, and there's a cat in the pillow here. The other cat's about to attack it. It's a time. Oh no, Cairo's in the pillow. Literally in the pillow, not just underneath the pillow. That's fun. Sorry, I got distracted because I saw pictures of cats come across my screen. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's honestly, we just need to sign in. I guess I should handle if it doesn't sign in, but like Firebase client. Let's make a protocol real quick. Because well, actually, I don't care about making a protocol. I'm going to go wild and not test this. We probably need to know if it's going to come back. Invoked asynchronously. If there is another existing user signed in, that user will be signed out. Auth. Sign in. Oh, yeah, let's do async. Cool, so that should give me an auth data result. Oh. It's async throws, right? Yeah. So then we can do try await. Result dot. So then this should, what does this return? So it looks like I can get a user and then the user ID. So actually, let user equals results dot user dot ID. I love when data doesn't keep up with things. And I'll probably need the private user. What type is this? User. Wow, why am I forgetting to put variables? Cool. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I was just thinking for a moment, like, do I want these to be nil? I probably do, because like you could not be signed in, but I guess I would always make the user signed in. That's fine. All right, and I think this is it that I need for now. So then when you log in, we should move this here. Firebase client. That's a lie. It totally does. Just one sec. Oh, it totally does not. Why does it not have a label? What like, stuff just disappeared. I don't understand. Hold on, things are not working right. Looking right, working right, same thing. App core, sources, app core, tabs. It totally should have all that. So let's git pull, git stash first. Git checkout main, git pull, git rebate, git checkout. Add FB, git rebase main. And when that fails, oops. What's this? Okay. And when that fails, we will open up fork over here. And let's see what happens. Merge and fork. I want both of them to. I want both. So that should give me, we have low roasters, Firebase client, beans and roasters. Roasters, that, great, resolve. Continue rebase. And B. Get errors, man. They get me all the time. Sweet. All right, I think that's fine. So let's do a git force push. F. Great. Is it auth? Was my previous one? User auth. Oh, git rebase main. 9 git rebase. Add FB. Rebase. What? It's like a. Can I just abort it here? Abort. Probably not in Texas, but we can because in this state because we're on a computer. Anyway. Rebase. Rebase. What are we resolving here? Merge. Ugh. They want that. Continue. Great. Push. And then we can apply our stash. Why? I just want this one. Sweet. That should be fine then. Because now we have our labels and our icons again. Woo! Alright, so let's import Firebase client here. .task. Is it state? Yeah, at state. Private var auth. FB client equals Firebase client. Oh, that's right. I don't actually know what this is, what type this is supposed to be. Auth. Great. I can actually probably get rid of these. If it's being set in the init, I don't care about having it like declared right there. Cool. So on appear. Oh, and I still didn't make it public. No, I did. It just needs to actually build the thing. New scheme. Okay. App core. There we go. Task. FB client. Helps if I remember to make everything public as I need to. Firebase client initial inaccessible due to, it is not inaccessible due to error though. I shouldn't need that though. Because it should be able to just do that itself. Oh, I guess because it in the init it's calling it. So let's do this. I just don't understand why it needs it. Like it shouldn't. And it's definitely not. It's public init. Like it should be fine. Ah, no such module Firebase client. Well, that's a completely different issue. Because my dependencies did not come over. Because it didn't merge them in the rebase. It just said, I said to just include that, so it couldn't. That makes sense. Okay. I totally forgot to stand up last hour. clean the build, try again. Firebase client is literally a dependency on you. There's a library named Firebase client. If I build that, we're successful. If I build this, maybe? Oh no. But we also do something I do know we need while this is trying to build is a new folder in here. I don't know why it's saying there's no such module, Firebase client. It's literally right here. Not there. I'm gonna need a logger though. Let's do a new folder, utilities. Public enum or enum log category. String default private static let subsystem what is subsystem supposed to be? It's supposed to be a well, you can just use subsystem here, and then category would be log category dot default dot raw value. FB client. Oh, this isn't a protected word. Letter thing. Keyword. Haha. Got there. Let's go back to the package and hopefully we'll figure something out here. Utilities. Utilities. There's no dependencies. Sweet. And then on app core, we also want to add utilities. I mean, not on app core. On Firebase client. So then here I can do import utilities and import OS log. Now we can do logger dot fb client dot debug or dot, yeah, we'll do debug. Signed in anon as user dot Cool. So that should let me like debug if it's been signed in or not. I mean, at least see in the logger here. I still don't know why. Oh, it decided that it was fine now. Okay, great. So if I do need this here. Let's do sign in attempt. We should be able to because it's already dependent, and I'm sure it's going to be in a lot of different dependencies here. Utilities, import, OS log, logger.fbclient.error, rotating light, could not sign in to the error. I don't know what errors come off of here, but that's fine for right now. Let's run. Let's see what happens. I hope it works. It should work. Let's see. Oh, no. Rough. The default Firebase. Oh, I forgot to link the app delegate to the main entry point of the app. How do I do that again? Yeah. Initial fail. Yeah, totally forgot to do the part that it told me to do, which happens. Initialize. This part where I set what the delegate is, you know? Let's try again. There's always something missing in the configuration file. Hey, we logged in. Lots of stuff here that I don't like. Yeah, lots of stuff because I don't necessarily care, but we can filter on the subsystem. And we have a sign in attempt and we are in. And if I go into my console here, we have a user. Sweet. So at least like anonymous users are signed in right now. I'm pretty sure if I delete the account, the anonymous user goes away, but that's okay for right now. But this looks like I can implement anonymous users. The real question is, how far do I want to take users today? Do I want to allow users? Should I like make users actually sign in? Probably at some point. Like prompt them to make an account. But I think like having a blank account right now is fine. And then after we add one coffee. Well, yeah, I think that's fine. I think this is great for users. Anonymous. Is that right? Spelled not right? ANONYMOUS. Anonymous. That sounds right to me, but is it right? Yeah, sweet. Boom, and we want to edit this from here. Change base, please. Cool. So I think there should be we can merge that in. And then this, I think, should just automatically change. Or not. I thought it was supposed to automatically change, but now we can just change the base here. It's fine. It's just going to rerun it again and start these checks over. But no biggie there. This is like the most true statement. There's always something missing in Firebase config. Right. Okay, like I don't understand. If I want to add a new line, just add the new line. I promise you, I want to just add the new line at the end. I also promise you the one with more is usually what I want. Commit merge. Cool. That's gonna... yeah. Okay, so let it go. Like, do the checks and let's let it go. All right, so I need to take a break real quick, regroup, figure out what I want to do next, and then I'll be right back. So give me like, I don't know, like 5 or so minutes, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's keep going. Cool. I don't know. It'd be really cool if it's just like finished. Oh, it did. Great. Squash and merge this, and let's go. Oh, are these done being deleted? I thought they did delete. Oh. Yeah, we don't need these. Obviously, we need the main branch, but that would be it. And then the release please branch. All right. Cool. So I did not think about what I was going to do next at all. The next thing would be to, I guess, get these into, figure out the data store model for these things. Like for Firebase, right? So I also need to add Firestore at some point because we can sign in. But let's do this. Let's add a new issue because why not? Not that I'm really looking to these issues. You know what? Actually, I do much better if I don't have this actual as a thing. Let's archive. That's done. .06 coffee underscore. Ugh. What's being delivered tomorrow? Oh, I think it's our Roombas stuff. All right. So let's see. Let's add Firebase implementation here. All right, so for Firebase implementation, we need to actually get I don't even know if this is gonna help me. So I need to be able to, so Firebase implementation, sorry, not Firebase implementation, features, or tasks to complete. We're going to start doing this year and then release number in that year. All right, so tasks to complete. We need to be able to have sign in with email and Apple Gmail probably. I just don't want to spend time doing that immediately. Store users beans inside in Firestore. Store users roasters in Firestore. We need to have the option for user to share roaster information. Option for user to share bean information. So all users can use it. So all users can use it. Yeah, so I want people to be able to share the roaster information, right? So like there's just like a global list of roasters I can show from, and then you can always add one if needed. And then same with the like beans itself at the same time. Yeah. So like inside Firestore. Ooh. who can share this info. So non-anon accounts cannot share their info. This might be a blocker, I think. But like, I feel like if you go create an account, it should allow you to share that info because you've taken the extra step, versus if you haven't created the account, you cannot share their info. But we'll figure that out. Yeah, there should be no recent alerts. We do want to do Firestore here. Create a database. That's fine. Let's just do test mode. Your data is private by default. Client will only be if granted a specific. Sure. Let's make me do that right from the get-go, like security issues and stuff. All right, so Figma. Let's open Figma. Is this data modeling for the right app? Yeah, I think that works. Okay. So let's look at how we want to model Firebase. So part of the issue with Firebase, not the issue at all, like what makes Firebase great is that there's no it's a no SQL database, right? So there's no true like schema that you actually have to stick to in your documents. We're going to be using Firestore. So like the build Firestore. So this is this is how Firestore works. Is it's based off of collections. So we can make it to where each user has a collection, and then the data lives inside a document inside that collection. Firestore charges more so for reading documentation than writing documentation. Reading data than writing data. So something to be aware of when I'm modeling this out for Firestore, at least, is how do I actually want to like read that data? So there's a lot of data duplication that probably ends up happening in no SQL world, because like I'm gonna want basically to write what I need to see on the screen, which is really hard because I don't know what exactly I want right now. Like I have basics, right? Like I know I need the photo, I need the coffee bean name and like the roast info here, and I know I need the roaster. But like if we think of it from like a relational database standpoint, it's going to be like I have roasters, I have beans, and then they get joined together, right? So like I could see a time where I'm going to still want a list of roasters, like to be able to pull up roasters for the user, like all roasters, like they're not just going to live in the coffee beans itself. So I probably am going to end up duplicating like a roaster here, like each user has a folder basically inside Firestore. Oh no, that's not what I want. Sure. So we have like a user, right? Each user is going to have a bucket for roasters, and then also a bucket for beans. So this is like the top level root. Then we have a bucket for beans here. I think this will probably be work fine. And then beans will have like the bean info. Right, so that's gonna include, let's just make it a different shape real quick. Oh. Cool. So we'll say this is a folder because it's going to be a top level folder. And these are actual documents. And then this is like data inside the document. Makes it kind of easy here. Let's add another one. And then we're probably also going to have roaster info. So this is going to be roaster name. And then also the roaster ID. I would imagine I'm going to have an ID. Bean info. So that would be like bean ID, bean name, bean website, etc. I have this already documented in the code, like put in the code, not documented in the code, but put in the code, so no big deal. And like this roaster also is going to have roaster info. Roaster info needed for bean view specifically. So this roaster info would be, again, the roaster ID, the name, etc. Whatever. And we're gonna probably want to. So I picked up this handy dandy trick from this website, this place called YouTube tutorial, whatever, called Fireship. They do a lot of good videos over how to like structure your databases in Firebase to like optimize performance and optimize reads and writes and stuff like that. So the documents inside, so it'd be users, we'd actually have, sorry. So the documents inside these folders, so like inside the roasters folder, and then we'd have like actually we'd probably have like a, whoops, roaster document, right? I forgot a level here, my bad, and it's gonna go here. So this is going to have the same ID. This will be the named same as roaster ID. And that roaster ID is going to be the same here. So I can quickly go and I know the path to grab it, basically. I feel like that's a good way forward, to be honest. The only way that this doesn't make total sense is if I have that global like roaster to talk about. But I think this makes sense. And we'll also need to do the same thing here, right? So it'll have another collection inside of it. So we have a user collection. The user itself has a collection. And then it has a beans collection with the bean document. And then the data comes based off of this. And its name is going to be the same name as bean ID. Boop, boop, boop. Move it over here. Cool. I feel like that's probably a decent like data model to go off of here. User to beans, bean ID, bean info, roaster info, then roasters. I feel like that's an okay way to go. Did it finish? I hope it did. Let's see if refreshing changes this. Cool, it did. Yeah, so it looks like we have, we'll start off with different collections. So I could either have I feel like we're going to have a couple collections here. Oops. So we'll probably have like user ID name, and then so there'll be another collection here called users, basically, and that connects here. And I know it's a couple deep then, because then we'll have like multiple users and multiple this, but it'll help me like it'll help keep the security good, I believe. I have no idea. So let's do /users. Oh. Do I? Okay. I wonder if I could find a... Yeah, so we have users, and then they get created here. So basically what I want to do is when the user signs in, I need to check if the... Alright, so we're going to start with storing the user's beans in Firestore, basically. And how we need to create the user data. So let's do get checkout main pull get checkout B. Let's store user data. I know I also want to be able to track bean purchases, which I feel like is going to be like a whole nother data point here at some point, like. So you gotta have like, it ends up with a whole bunch of duplication, right? To make it like efficient for reading, basically, because when I want to get like bean purchases, I need to have like, I want to be able to have, I just see myself wanting to get the purchases info out of the bean at some point. So like right now it would be fine to put like inside here we'd have another purchases, basically, and then each one is going to have a document, whoops, of like purchase info. Thanks, Mono. Sounds good. Have a great evening. Have a good night. And yeah, hopefully every week I'm gonna try to do this more. So definitely feel free to drop by anytime. And yeah, I am too. I would love for this to be shipped fairly soon and like iterated on. But we'll see how this goes. I'm always excited to see how my projects go. But yeah, have a great night, and I will catch you soon on a Discord, I'm sure. Purchase doc. And then this purchase info. See, because then I'm going to want to find every single bean, find all the purchases in those beans. And doing queries like this isn't the easiest to do in Firebase, so then it makes me feel like I should also have, like, from here, we basically just plop. We basically have a whole, whoops, like, purchases. And kind of repeat the same thing that we've been doing with roasters. Sweet. Cool. So I feel like this is fine though. I'm probably thinking too far ahead considering I don't have a purchases feature, but I do like to be prepared. I think this is okay. So we'll have a user ID. So when the user creates a how will I know if it's completely new? So let's, oh, why did that? Okay, whatever. Make user database and make user collection. So it's going to handle all Firestore calls, right? Extension on Firebase client. One sec, y'all. Shoot. I literally, okay, I need a moment real quick. I just knocked over my water into my Stream Deck. Ugh, I literally cannot catch a break with spilling stuff on my desk. I did this last Friday too. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just trying to not kill this. All right. Apparently we had, sorry, I was distracted by some stuff going on at our apartment complex. Let me go see real quick what something was about. All right. Great. So we can all right, let's see about getting this now. So we know we need Firestore inside here. So let's go to package.swift. I'm gonna, I mean, Firebase client, duplicate that. Firebase, Firestore. What other apps parts do I need? Probably just Firebase, Firestore, Swift, I would imagine. All right, so Firestore. All right, and then we'll import Firebase Firestore. Import Fire. I don't know exactly what I need to import here to make this happen. Oh, why am I in with this? All right. So how can I get like, you do not need to create or delete collections. After you create the first document in a collection, the collection exists. Let's add a sure. I feel like that makes sense. So users. Make user document. All right, so to make a user document, we need to let user docref equals I need a database. So here, authentication, variables, collection variables, private var. Hey Dustin, how's it going? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Private var here, we'll do a user, we'll call it a DB. I just like to keep them. Is it I don't know what the type is though. So let's do this real quick so we can get the types correctly. Let DB equals Firestore dot DB, I think. Where'd this go? How do we get started? Get started. There we go. Initialize DB equals Firestore dot Firestore. Or is it Firebase? Firestore dot Firestore. What do I need to import? Firebase and Firebase core. It totally should. Firestore dot Firestore. Is that right? Yeah, Dustin, I am working on oops. Show comment. Yeah, so I am working on my coffee tracking app. It's been a while since I've touched it. Not a while. Oh, it has been a while since I got an update. I've just been working on it like every week here on stream. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I am working that out. We're using Firebase as the backend for it, SwiftUI as the front end. Maybe at some point there will be a web app for it. I don't know. We'll see. I first have to get it completely shipped and figure out why Firebase is being silly and won't compile. That's always the best time. Because I just don't know why it's not deciding to work. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. That is great. That was what I was missing. And you know what? It's right there in the docs. So thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it very much. Or else I was gonna start banging my head against the wall. And then we'll do... It is great. It is the perfect use case of paired programming, and honestly, my favorite reason for doing Twitch streams, because it helps me like this. All right, cool. So we have the if I do private vars though, they're only accessible in this file. So I probably want to just keep these internal instead of making them private. Yeah. Collection dot users dot raw value. I want to add a document with the right name. So this creates a document and it gives me a document ID, but I need to make a document with a ID. I could prototype and test like with my local Firestore emulators. Meh. Why would I do that? I don't do that. Structure data. We already talked about how I'm structuring this. I want a specific ID though. We will want to secure and validate the data at the same time at this as well. But structure data, add data, add a document. There we go. Document. And then this is going to be a user ID. And we're going to do else. Let's do a custom error here. Firebase client error. Public enum error. Case no user signed in. We should never get this error, but you know, no user signed in is fine. So here in the Firestore, throw Firebase. No user signed in. Like we should always have a user ID. After this, because it always signs in with an anonymous user. So that we should always have a user ID, but we have to make sure. Let docref equals, what was I just doing? db.collection dot users dot raw value dot document user ID. And then we can do a docref dot add or dot data set data date created. We just need to set some kind of data. Date last signed in. And there's a way to get a timestamp. We're going to use the server timestamp in this case. Server timestamp. There it is. Field value dot server timestamp. Cool. All right, so that should be enough. And then in here, when we sign in anonymously, the next thing we want to do is after this has happened, we want to make a this shouldn't be called make user document. This should just be called refactor rename update user last signed in. And here we'll do a try await FB client dot update user last signed in. And I know it's upset because this should be in a public function then. So if I replace this, I should actually probably get an error. Let's let it build everything first. Oh, burr. Cannot sign in, missing or inefficient permission. So this is actually the error I was expecting to get because I don't have security set up right. So I said when we launched this, rules, basically cannot make anything whatsoever. So let's figure out how to secure and validate. Get started. Allow, so we need to make sure we only allow if they are signed in. Publish. That's fine. And first off, okay, so then in here, what we want to do is we want to match for any document inside users if this is equal to the user that's signed in ID, which I think we can probably do. Users, user ID. request.auth.uid equals user ID. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Let's see, I'm sure there's a... That makes sense. All reads and writes are allowed because the second rule is always true, even though the first rule is always false. It's possible for a document to match more than one match statement. In this case, where multiple allow expressions, the access is allowed if any of the conditions are true. Ah, okay, so I don't actually want this. Okay. Wait, I might want it back. Hold on. So do I do like nested matches then? So like the first thing I want to do is make sure they're... Yeah, so I think I want nested matches in here then. Right? Because that's what happens here. Oops. Let's just do this because this might be easier than me trying to go back and forth all the time. All right. So if I want to okay, cool. I'm sure there's a way though. Next steps. Make sure that so another common pattern is read and write their own data. So make sure the UID, so we want to create this. We want to allow write. So first off, we want to allow create. We know for sure we want to read. We want to allow create if the user auth does not equal nil, because like there wouldn't be a thing to, there wouldn't be a document to write, basically, if we can't create. Okay. So we want to allow read, update, delete if request.auth does not equal nil and that the user ID is the same. Okay. Allow all of it. Let's publish. They can take a minute to like propagate, so we'll let them propagate out. All right. So I feel like this is right. I feel like we're on the right case here. Let's refresh. Let's see what happens. There's no error. Data. Hey, we have an update. Sweet. Let's see if I replace it. If it'll update again. that looks right also. Nice. Cool. So this actually looks exactly like I want it to be honest. Which means we can update and delete like the info for the user here, which is really nice. That's exactly what we needed. So great. I personally would like to extend these again. Put these down. Separate tab from split again. So we can make functions also, which is cool. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I love art. It's great. It's become such a crucial like part of my workflow, to be honest. Like being able to split screen like that. Like PRs are super helpful in that respect because I can do code on one side and I can do the description on the left if I really need like to access and figure out like what all is changing and like what my coworker wants me to change. Like, oh, that's great. But yeah, I never knew I wanted split screens that way. Like in a browser, I mean, I guess I always knew because I would open up different windows, but with it being built in, it's super amazing. Cool. I think this is what I needed here. So this updates the user that was last signed in, so we can get the signed in X and X days ago, which makes sense, but doesn't make sense at the same time, but that's fine. If I'm updating every time we launch the app, basically, or every time that task is called. Cool. So let's add this though. Get add dot get commit dash m feature right last sign in to Firestore. Cool. Let's get excuse me. All right, let's get beans. Like when we make a bean into here now. Save. I'm gonna guess it's inside the bean list view. That is the save where the save function is called. So then we have a sheet. Oh, I just append. Haha. Cool. Yeah. So right here is where we would need to handle saving a bean. Okay. So let's add. All right, so this is going to okay, so Firebase client is going to need to know about models, right? And then I'm guessing that beans also is going to need to know about Firebase. Whoops. Let's see. Fix insecure rules. Nope. Where is it? Add manage data, structure data. Because you could. Because what we can do, I kind of need to figure out some more like data points in beans. But what we can do is we can just give it a whole data type, basically, like an object, a codable object, basically. But does it? Need to know though. Basically, does bean need to know of Firebase is what I'm trying to figure out. I need to remember. That just maps them. I don't think it does. Which I think is okay. Like I can let it create its own document ID, right? So I think this is okay. But do I care about that document ID being inside bean? Where'd this go? Newbie, models, bean. I have a UUID in here. We do need to make this codable though. I think it is going to need to know about it, but I don't know when. I think there's a bit that we're gonna have to make codable. Because like there's also this roast style that is going to need to be, this is going to be public. I've already decided. Like roast styles have to be public. Like list, light, medium, dark. Let's just get them added in. Coffee properties. Light, medium. I don't know if there's really many more than this, but dark. Dark. Because basically this is going to populate this roast style. I don't know if there's anything else that is like that though for right now. Roaster also needs to conform to codable, I think is probably the issue. Why? What is not conforming to decodable? That should honestly all... Let's see. Maybe I do need custom coding keys, but I... Okay. Oh, no, I think it's fine now. Looks like it's fine now. Okay. Let's go back to app core. Yeah, no, this is just Xcode being Xcode because this is definitely update user is fine. I should probably just do product. Yeah, clear all issues. There we go. I think it just hadn't caught up to it yet. It's because I'm dealing with different schemes and caching and all that good stuff. Let's see. But yeah, that is a good call out though. Should always pay attention to those errors. Hey Bit, how's it going? What's up? How's your day going? I gotta get you like a custom cactus emote at some point, maybe. All right, so we're gonna take in a Firestore here. Create bean and user. So let docref. We probably could make this like an internal function. But then I just do the same thing, right? Yeah. Winning? Maybe. I could be winning. Are you winning though? You're winning the day? User ID. Else throw. Let docref equals db.collection. Never. Let's go add a new collection real quick. Case beans. Case roasters. There's one that I just added here. Coffee properties. Right? Yeah. Cool. Sweet. So then, where were we? Firestore. Collection dot users dot raw value dot document for user ID dot collection again. Collection dot beans dot raw value this time. Yeah, beans collection ref. So then we can do beans dot add document Oh. That's cool. Okay. But there should be like, hold on. I thought there was an async way to add a document without a closure, but maybe not. How's the bean process? It's going. It's going. It is. We can sign into Firebase, which is great. See the last time a user was signed in, even if I really wanted to. I can. I have some security rules set up that allows users to match and update. I mean, to update if they're only signed in and stuff. We probably need to add a new one here. Inside of here, I think this is fine. I think this is saying that there's a wild card here. But we might have to go and check that out and make sure that's right. Let's see. Oh, I just need to put in the curly brace here so I can write any bean idea. And this should now allow for any beans to be made. I wonder if I could just do any here. Like, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but basically I want it like / any collection. It might be actually right. It might be okay. I guess I should just try it at some point to see if this is going to work before I get too in the weeds. Psh. Not going in the weeds? That doesn't sound like me. But it might be. But all right. Anyway. Adding this data. Try db.set data from. Hi, I know you have an hour. You have an hour. You don't need to be up here. Please go away. I know, it's upsetting. So I think that should write that. So which means we want to import Firebase client. She is starved. You are correct, CJ. She is the most starved cat I have ever met. Okay, so I start from here with this Firebase client. I don't want to keep reinitializing this Firebase client. So what we actually need to do is put it into the environment, right? So we'll do this. Dot environment object FB client. Cool. So this Firebase client, it can now go into the environment of all the tabs in here. So this means I can just do, I'm gonna break my previews. That's why I was like, I probably need a protocol, and then I need a Firebase client for like a preview. Yeah, in that case, yeah. So you're right, which is where I just went to making a protocol without explaining. Yeah. So no, it is what I said, but I didn't say it well. Let me phrase that. So yeah, by having in here do this environment FB client, Firebase client, because I'm just initializing the Firebase client here, it would use the live Firebase client, which ultimately probably fine with what I'm doing. The issue that's mainly there though is that I can't is that I don't configure the Firebase inside this package. So not configuring the Firebase inside here and and having it to build from this specific scheme is going to cause things to break. Not great, right? So my plan to solve this is by implementing a protocol. So I'll have a Firebase client that's live and a Firebase client that's not live. And the one that's not live won't make any calls to Firebase whatsoever. It'll just always return true. And this can also be helpful in like test cases. So if I want to make like a test at some point against Firebase to test what happens, true, false, stuff like that. I'm going the protocol route mainly because that's what we do at work instead of the like the point free like dependency route. I don't know why exactly, besides the fact that I just want to do the protocol route. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. And so that's going to be the next step that we do. So let's do Firebase client, FB client. So this is protocol. Nope. There we go. And what do we need to have? Like, what am I going to be accessing? Honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to be accessing the user ID. It might not even have to be an observable class. Because basically all I'm going to do is put info in. I might listen to stuff out. We'll see. So let's split this real quick. I don't like the splitting, but I just need to know what's in my protocol. Let's add some folders here. If I want specific errors, I'll get more detailed. New folder. Constants. There we go. All right. And then we should probably also, like, I have Firestore here as like a whole separate thing. I should probably, if I'm going to do this right, I might as well do it right. Make this auth. auth related functions. And then this, Cairo Wilson. I don't even know what you did. I just heard you do something. Cool. So now we have a Firebase client that just has the init. It has the variables I would need in it. Again, I don't know if it has to be observable yet. We'll find out. I probably will make it observable because I'll probably want to watch the listeners on them, but right now it doesn't need to be. So we know we need really we just need the functions, right? So I think this works. This is what I'm supposed to do. So the auth would be sign in anonymously. Doesn't take anything. Void. Can I say it froze? Yeah, cool. And it's going to conform to FB client. It should. Oh, do I have to do this on a async throws? Thank you. I forget that it has to be the exact. I don't do protocols very often, I'll be honest. There we go. Thank you. Let's get Firestores in here. Same thing. Is this right? All right, so that should allow it all to conform. So then we can make so this is the live client. Do I normally use protocol? What do you mean by protocol witnesses? This is probably my not as witness Swift. I'm not up to stuff with protocol witnesses. Oh. There are so many times arguments such as when we're using associated types. We will explore some alternatives to protocols. Yeah, I don't know what are protocol witnesses though. I've actually never heard that term before. Okay. I don't think I do. I do like the point free. Yeah, just log me in. I like their approach to dependencies a lot, and this is usually what I use. Usually what I do is their approach to dependencies with the struct and stuff, and the struct is calling the closures and all that jazz. Usually that's the way I go. And usually I'm a bit more yeah, I'm just gonna toss in their library and I'll just use their library so that I can grab and it makes it doable, and I like it a lot. In this case, I'm not doing that because I don't think I need to use it, and it makes, if I do end up using the listeners and stuff, the way I update, I haven't quite grasped my head how I do live updates and stuff with their dependency library and using the struct and the closures and stuff. So yeah, I think the protocols are just an easier way for me to go. Not live implementations. But I will have to look more about protocol witnesses and such. Firebase client preview. These are really lame implementations, but this is what I need for right now. Cool. Let's... All right, so yeah, I just made that protocol. I made that protocol. I conformed a preview client to it that makes no calls whatsoever to Firebase. If I need to start like returning things, I can start just putting in mocks. For each model I make, I always put a mock in. So like here's a bean and here's a mock bean. Same with the roaster. So if I go to roaster, there's a mock roaster. Again, it just makes it so I can do previews really easily. So I think this should get me by. So an app view. Let's do a little... Let's do this as a struct. No, I think it still needs to be a class. Firebase client. I think it needs to be observable. I think we can get away with this. Var client is a type of FB client. Knit with the Firebase client, but we want to do is live. By default. So then we'll do live. Yeah. Live. Live. Oh no, I totally appreciate it. No, I totally don't mind like going off topic, because if I do go off topic, that's why I stream, to be honest. Yeah, you think point freeze dependency library is based off or built off of the idea of protocol witnesses? That's what it seems like based on the quick glance, so I would agree. Either way, love the guys at Point Free. Totally. Also here. Yeah. My work, actually, I mentioned that I was using them as a reference for work, and totally ended up paying subscriptions for all of us, which is really cool. All of the iOS devs there. But yeah, I love the guys at Point Free. I think it totally makes sense, like their dependencies and stuff. I really like the idea of TCA also. It just is a lot of overhead that I don't know if I actually want to go through yet. So client. Firebase client live or Firebase client preview. Sweet. And then, so this still doesn't completely solve this, right? We can just do FB client. Import. No, that's fine. My protocol just has to be live. Has to be public. And that should now. Oh, it. Oh, this is where like things get weird. That's why I don't like doing protocols, because things get weird easily. And it is live. False. Sorry, is live takes a bool equals true. By default, FB client. Public. Can I make a protocol conform to a, I'm sure I can, but conform to a macro or have it include the macro? We'll see if it's like. Cannot assign value type as any. It does though. Protocol, make protocol conform to macro. But like, I want the macro. Like, I want a macro to enforce the protocol, or the protocol to enforce macro. Right? Like I want it to be, I want it to have at observable, like force it to have at observable. This was a really good idea. I think it's not gonna work as easily as I want it to do. We should have those though now. Oh. Cannot have an inheritance clause. Ah, okay. Oh, can I just make it like? Is that doable? Go away. Go away. Probably not. Maybe. Yes. I'm getting a little bit in the weeds here because I don't want it to have to configure Firebase every single time. But like, I also want my previews to work at the same time. So my grand scheme here of like, cool, we'll just return an FB client. That's not gonna work. Because it is live would equal to false here. I guess I could do this a different way. Let's not worry. I still want the protocol. It doesn't have to conform to observable here. I think it might still have to actually. But what we could do is we'll just make the environment come in a different place. So I think this is still a good idea. Is live property inside the client? Yeah, I could. You're right. So like inside like basically here, I could use it. I could do that. Hold on. Let's open up a different app real quick. App. Open. I don't do quite the same thing here, but there is a hog app. Okay, so inside here, see, like I have a persistence controller .shared, and then here in the environment. So let's go to launch screen view. I just do it at the top. So like I don't let the state come in through there. I let the state propagate from the top, which means in my previews, I could do this .preview thing. I was kind of trying to do something smart like I do here. So it has a persistence controller. Oh, but it's using the same class. Okay, I think what you're saying is right at the same time. I think this is okay. I don't like going client, but I'm gonna have to stop soon though. So like what we'll do here is, oops. It should default to true, I think. And then we'll do an environment. As the Firebase client here. Then an app view. Let's try. Hold on. We know you needed the environment object, Firebase client. Firebase client. So we could do then. Oh, hold on. I think it still needs to be, yeah, so we'll do FB here. It's a little clunky, but I think this will be okay. The only downside with this is that every view has to know about Firebase, whether it needs it or not, which I think is okay. I think it ultimately is going to need to anyway. But I think this is great. I think this is a good step. I guess I should try to see if this is going to work in my preview. I'm just curious if it will. Hopefully it does. Ugh. No, I have 10 errors everywhere. Oh, well, that makes sense. Let's just close that real quick. Oh, yeah. Sweet. And it doesn't break, so I'm guessing it's working right now. I'm going to leave this for now. Next week, we will continue on building this out. Yeah, so next week, we'll continue on doing this, and it's probably going to be trying to get the coffee beans to be written to the Firestore database. I'm kind of liking where this is going. I don't like that I do fb.client, but I'll just get over it. And with that being said, y'all, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you next week. Either follow me on Twitch or subscribe to me on YouTube. Both places I go live on. So I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.